Alright, then we're back with the summary of the chapter 3, and I am also working on my best part of the course, Put Your Learning to Practice. Okay, so in this chapter, we covered on demand delivery service, we covered delivery of digital products, aiding consumer purchase decisions, disintermediation, and other B2C strategic issues. Okay, so to sum it up, we covered how the retail business is carried out in the e-commerce environment, and how e-tailing takes place, and how you can customize the experience, just like it says on demand delivery experience service, how you can customize the experience for the learner, for the user, and how you can carry out delivery services, and the chain of logistics, the chain of transportation from the manufacturer to the consumer, how it carries out, and how you can add layers or remove layers with the aid of disintermediation or re-intermediation processes to gain more profits. Okay, in this chapter, once we're done with this chapter, there are some issues involved with management. These are known as the managerial issues. So when I'm looking at my project Scrumptious Indulgence, what kind of managerial issues am I looking at? What are the limitations of e-tailing? Where is e-tailing going? Okay, as a business owner of Scrumptious Indulgence, my home-based cake making business, I am thinking that how am I doing e-tailing in my environment, in my business environment? Okay, one of the solutions that I thought was, instead of just providing cakes, I can also offer tools that people can buy from me to create cake, craft items, craft supplies, all the tools that you need. Thinking was, okay, so it says here, what are the limitations of e-tailing? Where is e-tailing going? Okay, as a business owner of Scrumptious Indulgence here, I see a lot of possibilities. Okay, what I was talking about was that instead of just selling my cakes online, there is another line of sales that I could have, another business idea. Please apply to your own business solution as well. Check this out. What if I sold cake supplies, cake making supplies? Okay, what if I have something like this? This is a time, okay, opening times. This is a UK based company. It's a live company. Okay, this is a physical company, and they sell cake craft shop supplies. Okay, for example, cake mixes, ribbons, bases, molds, fondant, carving stuff, and everything. So you have cake tins and bakeware, so many things that people would want to buy to make their own cakes from home. Okay, one idea was this. The other idea was to install a learning management system. Okay, check this out. This is another service that I could provide, and it's called Cake and Chocolate Factory Courses. Do you love to learn baking or decorating, or do you wish to learn a wide variety of desserts? Or is it art of chocolate you're looking for? I could create something like this, and I could create courses. Okay, this page link is already broken, which tells me, alright, but that doesn't matter. So you have courses here, course name, beginner cake baking and decorating course. And you have a dessert course, no pictures. Alright, where is this site from? Oh, it's an old website, 2010 to 2011. I just searched it up. But I could have something similar. Okay, so I'm going to keep this page in front of me. I want to create something similar. Just a course announcement site, and I would announce where I would be, the location of my, teaching the course. And then I could also have order items like these, just like e-tailing stores. they sell supplies or they sell items from other companies, I could do the same. I could order cake bake items and ingredients, and I could also sell them to customers who are interested. So if anybody is working with me, they order cakes with me, and they are also attending courses with me, I can tell them that they can buy from our online store. They can buy supplies from the online store. Okay. So what I would do is I would add, in terms of managerial issues here, what are the limitations of e-tailing in my business? The limitations in my business so far was that I was only making cakes and I was delivering them. And in the current cutthroat e-business environment, one solution or one line of sales is not enough. I would need to, in order to get a bigger market share, I would need to evolve into a broader marketplace. I would need to evolve into multiple marketing or sales channels. So I decided to open up two more sales channels. Number one is the baking, home-based baking, and then selling cakes online, having the people order the cake, and then I receive the order, and then either they pay me through cash on delivery or they pay online. The payment gateway we will add later. Right now, the second sales channel that I'm trying to open up in order to remove limitations of my e-tailing website company, I would like to add selling cakeware, and number 3, conducting online courses. Okay, it could be online courses or it could be announcement for a live course. Okay, I would go back to the Wix.com site and add these 2 pages, but before I do that, I would like to cover all the managerial issues here. How would we introduce wireless shopping? Okay, how is wireless shopping introduced? Remember, we talked about retail, we talked about location. Okay, we talked about location based selling, SMS provided by people who are provided to people who are driving close to a location. That kind of location based selling. So location based marketing, it wouldn't really apply to my business. Like I said, I mean, I can give them cake announcements on their phone when they're close to my location. No way, it's not going to work for me. How should we introduce wireless shopping? For me, a mobile app is a solution, and I would make sure that I have a mobile app presence of Scrumptious Indulgence, which I will through Wix.com. If you check this site here, where is Wix.com? Here, this is switch editor views, so you also have a mobile view. So whatever I am viewing on the desktop, it will easily get converted into the mobile. Okay, this is what the mobile view looks like. All right, I'm going to switch back to desktop view. Okay, then what we have here is, do we have ethics and privacy guidelines? Now, ethics and privacy guidelines are needed by every website. We need to add that as well on our website right now. Why? Because if you don't have any kind of privacy guidelines, check the site out here, the one that I'm trying to copy some information from. Look at this. They have this looks like, okay, they have a Trustware. Okay, this thing here, Trustwave, Trusted Commerce, Click to Validate, and people can just check this out. This is okay. Then we have, check the site out. We have this information section here. Find us, advertise with us. This is where they do affiliate marketing. If you open up the site here, they say advertise with us, which means that they would, we would advertise your company with our advertisement. Of course, you have to pay them. Then you have delivery info, about us, contact us, privacy and security information. Okay, cakecraftshop.uk, collect information that we require to fulfill your order. So this is a secure site. Cookie information, all have to be provided. Okay, I need to create something like this for my own site. Terms and conditions have to be provided. Okay, and prices and ordering, cancellation, faulty goods, lost goods, all of this has to be provided. Okay, and there has to be a separate page where you provide all this information. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add all of this information at the bottom of the page here. Okay, and I'm going to link each page with a page with a linked page with all this information. So I have to do this in the Put Your Learning to Practice. I have to create 2 more sales lines here. I have to create courses, and I have to create online cakeware store, and then I have to add privacy and protection, security, details. Also, I have to add how will intermediaries act in cyberspace. Okay, I don't have any intermediaries right now. I was delivering the cakes myself. What about intermediaries, for example, people who would be delivering my cakeware? Okay, then I have to do some research on that, and as we go forward throughout this course, we're going to cover this up. Right now, I am going to cover more sales lines and ethics and privacy guidelines. Should we try to capitalize on social networks? Yes, definitely, and we will do that. We will make sure that our social networking sites are connected with this page. Okay, and if you check out the app market, I can easily add social media. Okay, and it's very easy to add. Just check this out: social media stream, social media icons. I want this. Social media tools. You just have to check out each of them. Twitter feed, comments. I want comments, definitely want comments. I'm going to add this to the site. Facebook like pop-up, I want that. Okay, what else do I want? Let's check it out. Yes, we're going to capitalize on social networks, but we're going to cover that in a separate chapter, and also add social media in the separate chapter. How should we manage multi-channel marketing to avoid channel and or price conflicts? Okay, so this is something that I need to consider as well, how to manage multi-channel marketing. For example, if there is a cakeware store here and I am selling cakeware items, for just like this guy here, I have a store. They have a store here, for example, in my locality, and they're selling all of these things. Why would people buy online from me? So I need to look at these prices, and I need to go to the store and compare prices and then price myself accordingly. And I can also give them other offers, other gifts. For example, they also have gift vouchers here. Okay, and so many other options available here. I will give them options for that. Okay, special offers are also provided. I need to add something like this to my website as well. Okay, these prices are on sale. So usually the most in-demand items, if I put them on sale, one item, I will have a loss, but people would start liking me and would start trusting me, would want to come to me for sale. So I may want to do this, and I may want to sell prices and sell my items at a cheaper cost in my online store. How should we manage multi-channel marketing conflicts so that people, they don't go to the physical store, they come to me? What are the major potential limitations of growth of B2C electronic commerce? And there are a lot of limitations which we will cover throughout the next chapters. So we're going to find that out, and we're going to try to overcome them with other cool widgets, other cool applications or mobile apps, and we're going to try to cover them up. Okay, so let's just wait for the next video, and we're going to add the 3 items that we talked about here. Okay, all right then, see you shortly.